Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Dark Angels and Todd's Forces of Chaos. So the story that we've got here is that Magnus has been gathering some forces behind him here on this planet, gathering some demonic forces and some chaotic and Chaos Space Marines forces with him to try to make an attempt to take the fight to the Imperium of Man, and Azrael has led a force to intercept them and take them out before they can gain any traction. That's the story that we're going on here. We are actually going, this is actually part of my LVO prep. So I know my list looks very similar. There are a few tweaks that I've done here to this list to change it up a bit. But Todd has been gracious enough to take me on an LVO prep list that he has changed his list that he took to Siege of Augusta, sorry, and beat me pretty badly at. So we both have a slightly different list from there. So we'll see what happens on this one. But we're going to be doing the ITC mission 4, was it? I think it was number 4. So there's two take and hold objectives. So I've got one objective here. He's got one objective in the back over there. Essentially, those are the two objectives that are on the game. So the way the ITC missions work, you get a point during your turn if you hold an objective. You gain a point if you kill a unit during your time. And then at the end of each game turn, whoever killed the most gets a bonus point. Whoever holds the most objectives gets a bonus. And then you get a bonus point if you hold both objectives at any point in time as the mission bonus. And then we have the secondaries. I chose Recon, Headhunter, going against, Kingslayer, sorry. So I got Recon, Kingslayer, and Old School. So Kingslayer I named Magnus as my choice because I want him dead anyway, and he will max out those points there for me. And then my opponent chose Recon, Kingslayer onto Azrael because he's the only one on my list that actually maxes it out, being my Warlord, and Recon and Headhunter, so he gets it for a point for every character that he kills. So those are the missions that we're going to be playing here today. Before we go any further, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, I'll be running a battalion detachment and a spearhead detachment. Leading off the battalion detachment, we have Azrael and a lieutenant with 2 bolt pistols and a chainsword. We have 3 5-man scout squads with bolters. We have 2 5-man reaver squads with grav shoots. We have a Primaris Ancient. We have a Dark Shroud with a heavy bolter. We have a Dark Talon. Then for the Spearhead detachment, we have a Talon Master. We have a Mortis Pattern Dreadnought with 2 twin las cannons. We have a 5-man Devastator squad with 4 las cannons and an Armorium Cherub. And last but not least, we have 2 Hellblaster squads, 1 8-man and 1 7-man. Then for the Forces of Chaos, he'll be running 2 battalion detachments and a super heavy auxiliary detachment. Leading off the 1st battalion detachment, we have a flying Demon Prince of Nurgle with 2 Malefic Claws and a Herald of Slaanesh. We have 2 3-base squads of Nurglings and a 10-man Brimstone squad. For the 2nd battalion, we have an Alpha Legion Lord with a jump pack and the Blade of Hydra, and an Alpha Legion Sorcerer with a jump pack and a Force Sword. We have 3 squads of Cultists, 2 10-man and 1 39-man. We have 2 3-man Obliterator squads. We have a Fire Raptor. And last but not least, we have the super heavy auxiliary detachment of Magnus himself. Alright, so deployment here for the Dark Angels. I've got a squad of scouts back in this corner here. I've got my Dark Talon here. I've got my Dark Shroud hiding in the building here. My Devastators are inside the building here. I've got 1 squad of Hellblasters there, 1 squad of Hellblasters there. I've got my Primaris Ancient, Azrael, and a Lieutenant back over here. I've got my Talon Master over here. I've got my Mortis Pattern Dreadnought here, and 2 more squads of scouts over here holding the back corner. I've got my 2 Reaver squads in Deep Strike reserves. So going over deployment now for the Forces of Chaos. He's got 1 squad of Nurglings here, 1 squad of Nurglings here. These squad of Cultists are actually infiltrated, or forward operating for the Alpha Legion there. So that's where they are temporarily, if I manage, because, spoiler alert, I'm going second unless I can seize. If I seize, that's when they would technically be deployed, so he's probably going to move them if that comes down to it. He's got a squad of the Brimstones back over here and the Demon Prince of Nurgle. Inside the building here is another squad of Cultists and the Slaanesh Herald. Back in the corner over here, he's got his Fire Raptor Magnus, a squad of Cultists, And then in Deep Strike, in reserve, he has his 2 Obliterators and his 2 Alpha Legion characters in reserves. So, as I insinuated before, as of right now, Chaos will be going first unless I can seize the initiative. So, looking for a 6. Show me that fill face. No, I do not get it. So, we will come back to you after movement phase for the Forces of Chaos here on turn 1. All right, movement phase here for the Forces of Chaos. This Cultist squad has moved up this way. His Chaos Lord is dropped in right behind them. Chaos Sorcerer dropped behind there. Magnus has moved up over here. These cultists stood still. Fire Raptor moved up over there. The Selenishi Herald advanced up over this way. The cultist squad inside the building there stood still. The Demon Prince advanced up over this way. These Nurglings advanced over this way. These Nurglings just moved up. Those Brimstones stayed where they were, and that is it for the movement phase. Everything else, he's still got the 2 Obliterator squads in Deep Strike Reserve right now. So, an interesting little thing kind of came up here before we move on to the Psychic phase. He dropped his character there within 12 inches of my Hellblasters, and we talked this over because Auspex Scan says that if an enemy unit is placed from reserves within 12 inches of your infantry unit, you can shoot at that unit as though it were the shooting phase. So my question was, does it say, since it says I can shoot at that unit, does that ignore the character rule, or because it says that like it's the shooting phase, meaning that I can't target him because he's not the closest model? We went with it. It doesn't discount the character rule, so we just kind of went with it, which seems fair enough to me. But it's an interesting little situation, so I figured I'd point it out there. We're going with Todd's way. but we'll go back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting off, he is going to cast Delightful Agonies onto these bros, giving them the 5-up Feel No Pain, right? Yep, so here we go, looking for 6, getting it with a 7. And now he's going to cast Prescience onto the Fire Raptor over there, needing a 7. Oh, getting it with an 11. All right, so now Magnus is going to cast Mark of Tzeentch, Weaver of Fates, onto himself, which will buff up his invul save. So looking for 4, basically. That goes off with an 8, so it becomes a 10 because he has +2 to his casting. And now he's going to cast Warp Time onto himself there. That goes off with a 10 as well. And now he is going to smite into my Dreadnought here. He's got the special smite where on a 10+, not more than 10, but 10+, he gives 2d6, and then less than that, he is going to give 1d6. So pretty brutal here. So here we go. 6 becomes an 8, so it's going to be 1d6 onto my Dreadnought here. 1d6, right? Ooh, 2 wounds. All right, so now onto the shooting phase. His Fire Raptor is going to start us off here. He's going to fire the quad heavy bolters into my Devastator squad here. The Avenger Gatling Cannon into whom was it again? Into this squad of Hellblasters in the front here, and then he's going to fire all the las cannons into my Dark Talon here. So we're going to go with the las cannons first. So it's -2 to hit into him, but he's got prescience on him, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, so that's all hits. That is gross. All right, wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 6-up saves. Show me them fill faces. Getting, whoa, 1's cocked. Getting 1, so that's 2 go through. 2d6. Getting 5 damage. He's going to spend a command point to reroll that one. It's 6, and that's 10, and that kills him. Does he explode? He does not. And now the Avenger Gatling Cannon into my Hellblasters over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s because of +1, -1. All right. And these are strength 6. Strength 6, so looking for 3. 3s to wounds, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6. We've got 6 4-up invul saves. And I make all but 1. Not bad. All right, and let's see if he gets to fire back because he's within, because it's 2 damage, so that's going to be 1 dead Hellblaster. Let's see if he gets to shoot back. He does. All right, so before he dies, he's going to fire into Magnus over here. So we're going to have 2 shots, supercharged, hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's 2 hits with fill faces. And these are going to be strength 8, so wounding on 3s, sorry. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. Getting 1 wound in there. AP -4, 3 up invul save. Fails it. On a 2, he cannot reroll. And then the 2 quad heavy bolters into the dev squad here. So they are going to be hitting on 3s again because he's got prescience, and then -1 because of the dark shroud. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and these are going to be wounding on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so it's going to be 12 wounds onto the guys here. So we're going to start with the Armorium Cherub. He's got a 6-up save, -1 because of the AP, +1 because of being in cover. So 6 up. Nope, he did. That was easy enough. And then the rest are going to be 3-up saves. Oh no. That is failing 4 of them, so that's going to be a lot of guys dead. All right, so the 4 wounds on there, 1 went to the sergeant, and then the 3 went on to Lasgan guys that are within range of the banner. So let's see if they get to shoot back. 2 of them do. They are going to shoot into Magnus. So that's 2 shots hitting on 3s. 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. What's that one? 2. So that is, one of them's going to go through. So that's going to be a D6 wounds into 4 wounds. And now his cultist squad here is going to fire into my scout squad over there. So here we go. These are going to be 40 hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. We'll come back to you with that. And the reroll of 1s. All right. All right, now they're going to be wounding on 5s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we have 8 wounds into them. So these are going to be 8 4-up saves. Failing 2, 3, 4 of them. So 1 guy left alive. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. On to the assault phase. His Nurglings here are going to charge into my scouts. So they are going to fire Overwatch here. We've got hitting on 6s. Getting 1 fill face. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. 5 up invul. Nope. That is disgustingly resilient. No, so that takes 1 wound. All right, and they need a 3-inch charge to get in. Ooh, I saw that 1 first, but they are totally in. All right, so now this scout squad here, this cultist squad here is going to charge into my Hellblasters. So they are going to fire Overwatch. I am not going to supercharge, so these are going to be hitting on 6s. All right, re-rolling because of Azrael there. All right, getting another 3 hits. So that's going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 4 wounds. 4, 5 up, single damage. Yeah, so 4, 5 up, feel no pains because of that. I'm making 1 of them. And now they need a 4-inch charge to get in over here. That is going to be in. All right, now Magnus is going to charge into my my Dreadnought and into my my Talonmaster. Thank you, sir. So we're going to go with the las cannons from the mortars first. So hitting on 6s. Oh, not getting anything. But he didn't move, so re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. Nope, still nothing there. And then we've got the shots from the Talonmaster. We're going to do the heavy bolter first. Rerolling 1s, because nope, because he's not an infantry. And then we've got 12 shots coming in from the twin assault cannon. Getting 2 hits. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Not getting a wound, so his charge distance is 6 inches. All right, so now Magnus is going to attack into both of these guys. He's going to put 3 attacks onto my Dreadnought, and he's going to put 4 attacks into my Talonmaster. So, which one's first? The Dreadnought first. So these 3 attacks, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. All right, so that's 3 hits into them. Oh, extra attack because of Deaths of the False Emperor. That's a hit, so that's 4 hits into him. Strength 16. Strength 16, so that's going to be wounded on 2s. So that is 4 wounds. AP -4, so that goes straight through. Damage. Flat 3, so he is dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. And then 4 into the Talonmaster over here. So these are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, no re-rolling the 1. All right, getting to re-roll 1, roll another 1 because that's 6. So that's 5 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is a dead Talon Master over there. Does he explode? No, he does not. So now I'm going to spend 2 command points to interrupt and check into his cultists with my in my Hellblasters. So they are going to. I'm going to see it's 2 command points. Let's see if I get one back with Azrael. I do not. So now we're going to have 17 attacks from this squad into them because it's 2 attacks each. Sergeant has 3 into them. These are going to be hitting on 3s, rerolling because of Azrael. All right. These are now going to be strength 4, toughness 3, so wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant over there. All right, so that is going to be 3, 6, 9, 12 wounds. 12 what? 6 ups?
6 ups.
6 ups and then 5 ups. So 6 ups. Making 1 of them, and then 5 ups because of the what is it called? Delightful Agonies, and making a whole bunch of those ones. Oh man! All right, so he only dies. 4 guys die. Oh man! All right, and he has 18 guys in range of my Hellblasters there, so it's going to be 18 attacks into them over here. So these are going to be hitting on 5s. 4s, sitting on 4s. Sorry. Rerolling 1s. So a couple 1s there. He gets to reroll those. All right. All right. Excellent. And these are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds there. 3 3-up saves. And I failed 1 of them. Now the Nurglings are going to attack into my scouts over here. So they're going to have, he's just going to sliding them up here. So they're getting in a little closer. So we're going to have 4 attacks from each of them here. So we're going to have 12 attacks. He's going to be hitting on 4s. All right. Not getting to reroll anything with these guys. All right. Pretty good rolling. And then they're strength 2, so wounding on 6s. No wounds there. All right, so now my scouts are going to attack in here. 3 guys are within range there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That's 2 wounds. 2 5 ups. Making 1 5 up, and so it takes 1 wound. All right, so now Azrael is going to attack into them. He's got 5 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, that is all hits. These are now strength plus 2, so wounding on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. So that's going to be 5 wounds there. These are going to be AP minus 3, so it goes through. So these are going to be 5 up field of pains, but they are D3 damage each. So the first one is 1. Nope, that's a dead guy. Second one is 3. That's another dead guy. Third one is 1. That's a safe guy. Fourth one is 2. That's a dead guy. And 2. That's a dead guy. So that's 4 dead. And now the the banner guy is going to attack into them. 4 attacks on 3s, rerolling because of Azrael. All right, so that is 3 hits. Strength 4, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. 3 6 ups. 3 5 ups to follow it up. Making 3 of them. All right, so that's the end of the chaos turn here at turn 1. So my Devastator squad has to take a test. They lost 4 guys. Plus 2 is 6. They are good to go. My scout squad over there lost 4 guys. Plus 2 is 6, and they are good to go. His cultists here lost how many? Oh, he's going to spend the 2 command points to keep them and not have them take a test. So that is good to go. So that's the end of the squad turn here. He does control 1 objective. He did kill at least 1 unit. And that is going to be the 2 points for him there. So, oh, he might have onto recon. He does have recon. Yeah, you definitely have recon. Yeah. So he definitely has recon, so he also gets a point for his secondary for that one. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 1. All right, so movement phase for the Dark Angels. These guys stayed in combat with those guys. Last Cannon Bro stood still. All of these guys fell back. I spent the 2 command points for Intractable to allow them to shoot. Do I get one of them back? I do not. And then everyone else also fell back from this squad here, and then this squad moved up around here. My Dark Shroud moved out over here. These guys all kind of stood where they were, and my Reavers dropped in 9 inches from them, and then 9 inches from them. So that is it for the movement phase here for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Alright, so starting off the shooting phase, this squad of Hellblasters is going to fire into Magnus. They're going to use Weapons of the Dark Age and Supercharge. Do I get the point back for Weapons of the Dark Age? I do, in fact, get that back, which is pretty good. So now we're going to start shooting with them one at a time. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alright, that's 2 hits. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's a hit. Rerolling because of Azrael. Oop, that's going to be a dead guy. That's 2 more hits. That's 2 more hits. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's 2 more hits. 2 more hits. Rerolling because of Azrael. Alright, that's another hit. This guy, let's see if he gets to shoot again because of the banner. He does. So again, he's going to be supercharging, hitting on 3s, rerolling because of Azrael. Alright, so that is going to be all of these shots here. These are going to be strength 8. These are going to be hitting, those are all hits, so strength 8, looking for 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant. Alrighty. So that is going to be 2, 4, 8, 10, 11 saves. He's got 3 up invul saves here. Alright, so we have 11 3-up invul saves. Rerolling 1s because he's a pumpkin eater. Alright, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. Nope, so that's 5 at 3 damage each. So Magnus is dead. Alright, these guys are going to shoot their pistols into the Nurglings. That is 3 hits. They didn't move, so those ones get to reroll. Doesn't make a difference. You don't fall down, you're not dead yet. These are now going to be wounding on 2s. So that is 3 saves onto the Nurglings. 5 ups. 5 ups again. That is 1 dead base. Alright, now my Reavers here are going to fire into his Brimstones over there. So we got 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Alright. That is going to be 3 hits. Toughness 2, right? Toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. That is still 3 wounds. AP -1, so these are just going to be 6 up invul, so that is 3 dead. Alright, my last cannon bro here is going to fire into his Fire Raptor. -1 to hit because of hard to hit, so looking for a 4. That is a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -3, sir. That is not a save. So, D6 wounds, 2 wounds. I'm going to spend a command point on that. Into a 6 with a Filfers. And do I get that command point back? I do not. Alright, so this Hellblaster squad is going to fire into his Fire Raptor. They are in single fire range, so there's going to be 6 shots coming up. They are going to supercharge, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling because of, this would have been a hit, so that doesn't get to reroll, but this does get to reroll because of Azrael. That's 5 hits here. These are strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That is 5 wounds, AP -4, so it just goes straight through, right? So that is going to be another 10 wounds onto him. Does he explode? No, he does not. All right, my lieutenant's going to fire into his cultist squad here. So 2 shots with his pistols. That's 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 6 up saves. 1 made it, and then 5 up, feel no pain. No, 1 dead. All right, Heavy Bolter is going to fire into them. Hitting on 4s because he moved. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. AP -1, so just the 5 up, feel no pain. Making 1. My Reavers are going to fire into his cultists over there. That is 4 hits. That is 3 wounds at AP -1, but they're in cover, so these are going to be 3 6-ups. No, 3 dead. All right, he's going to fire into the squad over here. Rerolling because he didn't move. 1s because he didn't move because of Grim Resolve. That is a wound. 6-up save. 5 up, feel no pain. Oh, good. And now this squad's going to fire into the cultists here. Because they're Alpha Legion, it's -1 to hit, so these are going to be hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move. Ooh, that's 2 3s that would have hit. Wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. 3 6-ups. 3 5-ups. Making 1 of them. All right, that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase. My Reavers here are going to charge into his Brimstones over here. Need an 11-inch charge. Come on, boys. Oh, oh no, I gotta. No. They just failed that. And now this squad is going to charge into the cultists over here. So these are going to be 9. He's going to fire his Overwatch there. So he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys left. So these are going to be 2 shots each because they're in rapid fire range. Right? That's how that works, yeah. So it's going to be 14 shots coming in over here. These are going to be hitting on 6s. All right, getting 1 hit, but no wound. So they need a 9-inch charge. I'm going to spend a command point on this one. Yeah, with the filfers, woo! All right, so that was it for the assault. I'm going to see if I got my command point for that reroll back. I do not. So now we've got these guys attacking in here. They have 2 base, except for the sergeant has a 3rd, and they all have an extra attack because of the assault, the combat knives. So these are going to be 17 attacks coming in here, 16 attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right, that was pretty good. These are going to be wounding on 3s. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 6-up saves. No, he fails them all. So that is the squad wiped. All right, so that is it for the Dark Angel's turn here. At the end, we're going to do the morale phase. They lost 4 guys. 5, 9, so they lose 2 guys off from there, but otherwise they are still 3 guys, so they are otherwise still around. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angel's turn here. I killed a unit. I also hold an objective, so that got me the 2 points for my turn. At the end of the round, I also killed Magnus, which was my Kingslayer. So I maxed out the 4 points for Kingslayer. I also have units in all 4 quarters, so I got Recon. And then I also on the first turn killed something. So for it was Old School, right? That I chose. Yeah. So Old School. I also got the. Did I choose Old School? Yeah, I chose Old School. So it's going to be. I also got the point for first strike for that. So that's pretty good. Then at the end of the game turn, we both killed 3 units because I killed the cultist over there. I killed Magnus and I killed the Fire Raptor. He killed my my Dark Talon. He killed my Talon Master, and he also killed my Dreadnought. So that was 3 to 3, so nobody gets the point for that. I controlled both objectives, which gives me the point for controlling more objectives. It also gives me the bonus for the round for holding both objectives. So that was a pretty good round there for the Dark Angels, especially considering that first turn looked pretty brutal. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Chaos here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for Chaos here on turn 2. His Nurglings stayed in combat with my scouts. His Demon Prince jumped up over here. In dropped his Obliterators here. The Chaos Lord and Nurglings are hiding behind the box over here. His Obliterators dropped in over on this building here. Then he spent 2 command points to pick up his squad of cultists and place them over here. Full strength now, which is kind of gross. And then he also jumped his sorcerer over here. He's got his Slanesh Herald back behind the building over here. And he's got the cultist stayed still. These brimstones move their way back over this way. And that is it for the movement phase here for Chaos. So we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, starting off psychic phase, Demon Prince is going to cast Shriveling Pox onto my guys over here. Going off on a 6. No, it does not go off. And now his sorcerer is going to cast Delightful Agonies onto his cultists over here. Goes off with a 7. And then he's going to cast Prescience onto his Obliterators up over here. Need a 7, getting it with a 10. All right, so now his cultists are going to start us off by firing into my Reavers over here. So they are going to be hitting on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so now these are going to be wounding on 5s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so he did 12 wounds. These are going to be 2-up saves because they're in cover over there. Failing 1. All right, so now his Prescience Obliterator is going to fire into my Hellblaster squad down there. So it's going to be Strength. What is it? 8? Because it's Strength 6 plus D3, right? Yep. So it's Strength 8. AP minus 2. 1 damage. All right. All right, so it's 4 shots each, so we got 12 shots. Prescience gives him +1 to hit. Dark Shroud makes him -1 to hit, so these are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. All right, so it was, what was it again? Strength 8, right? So wounding on... Ren 2. So wounding on 2s. All right, so that is going to be 6 wounds there. 2, 3... 6 4-up invul saves. Failing 2 of them. So that's going to be 1 guy dead. But now we're going to find out if he gets to shoot back. He does. Alright, so this guy over here is going to shoot into the obliterators up there because I wanted to shoot into his Demon Prince, but then he reminded me his Nurglings are there to protect him. If it was just the sword, if it was just the Lord there, they wouldn't, but it's because of those stupid Nurglings. Well done. So now we're going to do into here. 1 guy's in rapid fire range, so he's the one that's going to die. These are going to be supercharged, hitting on 3s. All right, that's 2 hits. Strength 8, toughness 4, so looking for 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds. AP -4 invul saves, so 2 5-ups. Making 1 of them, so that's going to be 2 wounds. All right, then the obliterator squad here is going to fire into this same squad over here. So it's strength 6 +2, so it's going to be strength 8. AP -1. 3 damage. So they're going to have 12 shots. We'll come back to that. All right, so they're going to be hitting on 4s because they're -1 to hit and don't have prescience. All right, we'll come back to that. Wounding on 2s. All right, so that is going to be, what, 5? We got 5 wounds there. AP -1, so he's going to be 4-up regardless there. So 4-ups. And I failed 1 of them, so that means another guy is dead. Let's see if he gets to shoot back. He does. We'll come back to that. All right, so he's going to fire into here 1 shot because he's not in rapid fire range, but he is going to supercharge, so hitting on a 3. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. 5-up invul. No, goes through, so it is a dead guy. All right, and then my opponent spent his last 2 command points on to shoot them again. He's going to shoot back into the same squad over here. So, do they shoot with the same everything? So they shoot with the same stuff. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. 2. All right, and wounding on 2s. So getting 4 wounds. 4 4-up invul saves. Whoa! You know what? I'm going to spend a command point on one of those. Oh, back into it too. So did I at least get the command point back? Pfft, nope. All right, let me see if I can, if those guys can fire back. So 1 of them will. And he's going to rapid fire into this squad over here. 2 shots, supercharged, 2 hits. Rerolling 1s because of the lieutenant, so that's 2 wounds. Makes 1 of them, so 2 wounds. All right, so that's it for shooting phase. Onto the assault phase. The squad is going to assault into them. So we've got 5 shots hitting on 6s. Getting 1. That is a wound, AP -1, so just the 5-up invul. Nope. Meant to say feel no pain, so now here he goes. He needs a 9-inch charge. Whoa, that is not great. And now his sorcerer here is going to try to charge into them, needing an 11-inch charge. No, does not get it. All right, so now his Nurglings are going to charge into my Hellblasters here. I'm going to fire with this guy who can see around there, and he is going to supercharge. So hitting on a 6. That is 1 hit. Rerolling because of Azrael. Nope, no hit there, so it's just 1 hit. Strength 8, wounding on a 2. That is a wound.
5-up.
5-up. Oh, and he's good. Their charge distance, 9 inches, is in. All right, now his Jump Pack Lord is going to charge into that squad over there. Getting 6 inches. And then his Demon Prince is going to charge in. He gets in. All right, so now that's it for the charges. Now he's going to start with the Demon Prince attacking into my Hellblasters over here. So how many attacks is this?
7.
7 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's all hits. These are strength 7. So wounding on 3s. So that is 4 wounds.
Ren 2 to damage.
Ren 2, so it's going to be 4 4-up invul saves. What? Oh, that's 4 dead dude bros. And then to see with the banner if they can get their punches back. 3 of them can. So these are going to be punches into the Nurglings over there. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. Alright, that's still 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds into the 5-up invul saves. Making 1, 5-up, disgusting and resilient. Makes that. Alright, so now his Nurglings are going to attack in here. They've got 4 attacks each, hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s because of the Nurgle Demon Prince. Alright. Alright, and then these are strength 2, so wounding on 6s. These don't get to reroll though, right?
Nope.
So no wounds there. Alright, so now this squad of cultists is going to attack in. We have 17 attacks total coming in there, because there's 2 from the champion. These are going to be hitting on 4s. And they're wounding on 6s, or no, wounding on 5s, so that's 2 wounds.
How dare you deny me that?
Sorry, 2 3-ups. Failed them both. That's what I get for saying 6s. And now these Nurglings are going to attack in, so there's 2 bases there, so there's going to be 8 attacks, hitting on 4s.
That was a 4.
Alright. Wounding on 6s, so that's 2 wounds. 2 4-ups. Failed 1. Alright, so now these Reavers are going to attack back into the cultists over here. So we've got 13 attacks from them, because it's 2 attacks each, plus 1 for the sergeant, plus 1 for each of them because of the combat knives. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. Alright. Wounding on 3s. Oh, not great there. So we've got 6 wounds. 6 6-ups. Making 1 of them. So 5 guys dead. Sorry, 5 up because of the delightful agonies. Makes another 2, so 3 dead. And now the scouts over here are going to attack. So we have 5 attacks between them because the sergeant has 2. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. That is 3 wounds, 5 ups. Making 2 and then 5 up again. Not making that one. All right, my Hellblasters here are going to attack in. They've got 5 attacks between them into the Nurglings. These are going to hit on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. All right. Wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds. 5 ups. Failed them all. 5 ups again because of disgusting resilient. Makes 3 of them? Oh, gross. All right, so that's it for the churn here. We're going to, at the end, they have the morale test, so they lost 4 plus. 3 is 7, so they lose 1 guy. And that is it for the Chaos turn here. He does not control an objective because the way it works here is objective secure doesn't help you in this one, and it's most units within range, so we are contesting this objective. So he doesn't get the point for the holding an objective. He also didn't kill a unit this turn, so that is going to be no points for him for this turn, but he just got recon because he does have recon with this guy just barely inside of this quarter over here. These guys are in this quarter, obviously, and he's got guys over in those ones. So he just gets the 1 point for recon. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 3. Sorry, these guys do have to take leadership tests. So these guys over here lost, was it 4? I think they lost 4 from that squad. So 4 plus 1 is 5. They're good, and this squad lost 4. Plus 1 is 5, and they are also good. Actually, they would have had leadership 9 because of being within range of the banner. So that is going to be, that's it. So we'll come back to you now with the movement phase for the Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels here on turn 2. These scouts stayed in combat over here. These Reavers got ducked in behind the cover over here because I tried to advance, rolled a 1, couldn't quite get to the building over there. Over here, my Hellblasters from in there fell back behind here. Azrael and the banner bearer moved in behind here. Lieutenant fell in behind here. Dark Shroud moved around over to here. And then these Hellblasters moved up over to here. These scouts moved up towards them. This scout advanced around the corner over there. And these Reavers over here stayed locked in combat. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off here, my last cannon bro is going to fire into his Demon Prince. He said it's -7 to hit. Liar. So here we go. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -3, so 5-up invul save. Oh, and of course he makes it. All right, so now this squad over here is going to fire into him. I'm going to spend my last command point on Weapons of the Dark Age, but do I get it back? I do not, so that is it. I'm done with command points. But they are going to fire into there. So they're going to rapid fire. They're going to be supercharged, so hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of Azrael. That is going to be 3 hits. Strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. AP -4. 5-up invul saves. He makes 2 of them. 3 damage into him. And then he's got disgustingly resilient because he's Nurgle. Wow, that's disgusting. All right, now my Dark Shroud's going to fire his Heavy Bolter into the Obliterators. We've got 3 shots hitting on 4s because he moved. Rerolling 1s and 2s, so that is 3 hits. Strength 5, toughness 5, right? So wounding on 4s. T4, so wounding on 3, so that is 3 wounds. -1 AP, +1 AP, so 3 3-ups, right? 3 2-ups. These all good. All right, this squad here is going to fire into them with their pistols. That is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds from these guys in there, so 2 5-ups. Nope, 2 5-ups again. No. This squad over here is going to fire into them, hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move. That's all hits. Wounded on 3s. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -1. So they're going to be 3, just the 5-up whatevers. So he makes 2 of them. All right, this squad here is going to fire into his Obliterators. 2 of them are within 12 inches. So they've got rapid fire and also firing at full ballistic skill. But because they're Alpha Legion, the other 3 are not. So we're going to do the first 2 here. These are going to be 4 shots hitting on 3s. These are the rapid fire guys, so those are all hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 4 wounds. 4 2-ups. Failing 2 of them. And then the other 3 hitting on 4s because of Alpha Legion. That is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 2 wounds. And he failed another one. That is a dead Obliterator. All right, so now that's it for shooting phase. On to the assault phase. We're going to start off with my Dark Shroud charging into his Demon Prince. His charge distance is 8 inches, so he is going to be in. Then Azrael is going to charge into him. He is also in. And then the banner guy is going to charge in. He is going to be in. Then the Hellblasters down there are going to charge. And they are also going to be in. So that will be it for the charges. We will come back to you with the fight phase. All right, we're going to start off the fight phase with Azrael attacking into his Demon Prince over here. So we got 5 attacks hitting on 2s. All hits. Strength +2, so strength 6, toughness 6 as well. So wounding on 4s. Rerolling 1s, but not getting that. So that's 3 wounds at AP -3. So 3 5-ups. Oh, and he's so 3 5. So he makes 1. He takes 1 mortal wound for that 6. And then he has 2 D3 wounds onto him. So that's going to be another 2 wounds. So a total of 5 wounds. Disgustingly resilient. Fails all of them, so he's down to 3. And now the Banner Bro is going to attack in. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. Wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds with fill faces. So 3 3-ups. Fails 2 of them. Disgustingly resilient. Fails 2 of them. He's down to 1 wound. All right, so now my Dark Shroud is going to attack in. 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. That's all hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. So that's still 1 wound. Oh, he's good. And now my Hellblasters are going to attack into his Demon Prince. 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Rerolling because of Azrael. So that is going to be 3 hits. Okay. Wounding on 5s. Not rerolling, it's just 1. A 3-up. Ah! Todd! All right, so now my Reavers over here are going to attack in. Got 13 attacks hitting on 3s. That was not great. Wounding on 3s. So that is 4 wounds. 4 3-ups, 4 6-ups. What? And then 5-ups. All right, 2 dead. And now the Demon Prince is going to attack into the Ancient over here. So that is all hits. These are now going to be wounding on 2s, right? Oh, it's wounding on 3s, sorry. All right, so that is 6 wounds.
Rend 2, 2 damage.
Rend 2, 2 damage. So, looking for 4-up invul saves because of Azrael. Oh, failing 4 of them. So he is dead, which is not great. But does he get to attack back? No, he does not. I needed that to happen! All right, now these guys are going to attack into his Nurglings over here. So we got 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds. 5 ups makes 1. And fails that one, so that's another base dead. And now he's going to attack into here. Hitting on 4s, that's 3 hits. Wounding on 6s, no wounds. All right, so we have 18 attacks coming in here from these guys into my Reavers. All right, hitting on 3s, oh, hitting on 4s, sorry. All right, and these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. Should have brought some dice. 2 3-up saves. Failed 1 of them. All right, so these guys have to take a leadership test now. So they lost 3 guys. 3 plus 6 is 9, so they lose another 3 guys. All right, so the end of the Dark Angel's turn there. I didn't kill a unit because I couldn't kill him. So I didn't kill a unit, but I do hold an objective. So I do hold an objective, so I got a point for that. Then I also have recon for my secondaries then. So then on to the end of the turn there. I have more objectives than he does, and he has more kills than me because of killing that Ancient over there, and that is it. So I scored, what is it, 3 that round because I got recon. I got hold an objective on my turn, and then I got hold more objectives. And my opponent got hold. He got recon. He also got more kills than me because of killing that one guy there, and he also got a headhunter kill because of that. So 3 and 3 that turn for each of us. So I'm still in the lead right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Chaos forces here on turn 3. All right, so movement phase for the Chaos. They stayed in combat here. His Demon Prince stayed in combat over here. His Nurglings moved up over here. His Chaos Lord jumped behind the wall over here. His Chaos Sorcerer jumped up over this direction. His Obliterator moved up over here. These Obliterators stood still where they were. These guys stayed in combat over here, and his Slanesh Herald moved up behind them. And then over there, these guys all stood still. So that is it for the movement phase for Chaos. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, Slanesh Herald is going to smite into the Reavers over here. Getting it with a 5, D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds. And then this Sorcerer is going to cast Delightful Agonies onto the Cultist over there. Getting it with a 12, so D3 mortal wounds to the Sorcerer. 3 mortal wounds. All right, so now this Sorcerer is now going to smite into him. Oof, no, not getting it. And now the Demon Prince is going to cast Shriveling Pox onto Azrael over here. Not getting it. All right, so starting off the shooting phase now, this Obliterators are going to fire into my last cannon, bro. So we've got, it's strength 6 plus 2, so strength 8. AP minus 2. 3 damage. So we're going to have, there's 3 of them still in there. So these are going to have 12 shots now. Hitting on 4s. All right. And they are strength 8, so wounding on 2s. All right, so that is 5, or it's 6, 7 wounds. AP minus 2, right? So 7 plus 1 becomes 4 up regardless, so it's either invul save or armor save. Can it make them all? Come on, baby. You can do it. Oh! Oh my god, that hurts so much. Oh, save your command points, kids. Oh, killer. Alright, now this obliterator is going to fire into the 5-man squad over here. So, strength's 8. AP -2. 1 damage. Doesn't make a difference on the damage there. So he's going to have, there's 1 guy left there, so it's going to be 4 shots, isn't it? 4 shots. So he's going to be 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Alright, 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -2, so it's going to be 6 ups. Can I make it 2 fill faces? Whoa, everything's going crazy. I made 1, so I lose 1 guy. Alright, so starting off the assault phase, his sorcery is going to charge into these guys. They can't see him through the wall there, so it's going to need like a, I don't know, 4-inch charge. He's got a jump pack, so it can go straight through. Oh, that was so close! If it had stayed up there with that 1! Oh, but instead it becomes a 6. Todd, you're a lucky, lucky man. And this Chaos Lord is going to charge into my lieutenant over here. Getting 10 inches. And the Nurglings are charging both Hellblaster squads. And they're in. Alright, so now we're going to start off here with his Lord with the blades of the Hydra. So he's going to have plus D3 attacks, plus 3 attacks, of course, always 3. So this is going to be 7 attacks now, right? Hitting on 2s, rerolling because of himself. Okay, not meant to be. These are now strength plus 2, you said, right? So wounding on 3s. Oh, strength plus 1, but still wounding on 3s. So that is going to be 5 wounds. AP -2. So 4 up invul save from Azrael. They should be.
The lieutenant.
Yeah, the lieutenant. Yeah, I think so. Well, hold on a second. 1 second. It makes no difference, he's dead. Sorcerer is going to attack over here. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's all hits. Wounding on 4s. Failing everything. Alright, so now his Nurglings are going to attack. 2 are going to go into this squad. 1's going to go into this squad. Hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s. Rerolling 1s. Alright, not meant to be. So that is 2 hits. Wounding on 6s. Nope, no wounds. And then the 4 attacks onto this back squad over here. That is all hits. And that is no wounds. Alright, so now his Demon Prince is going to start us off with the regular guys into Azrael over here. So, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself, but no need to. These are strength, wounding on, yeah, so wounding on 3s. How many is that?
5.
It's going to be 5 wounds. 5. 4 up invul saves. Oh, come on! That is a bad roll, and he did. Now my Reavers over here are going to attack over here. So we've got 7 attacks between the 2 guys left there, hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. 3 6 ups. Makes 1, and then 5 ups. Making another. And now he's going to activate his Nurgling base over here. So 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Wounding on 6. No wound. Alright, so now this squad's going to attack into the Nurgling base here, hitting on 3s. Oh. Wounding on 2. Alright, so now his cultists are going to go 13 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Alright, they are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 up armor saves. Failed 1. Alright, so now this squad is going to attack into his sorcerer. We've got 5 attacks between them, hitting on 3s. Alright. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 1 3-up save. No, and she is dead. Now my Dark Shroud's going to attack into the Demon Prince. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Alright, Azrael is dead, so no rerolls. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. Oh, Mason. And now my my Hellblasters are going to attack into the Demon Prince. Hitting on 3s. Azrael's not here to reroll. Wounding on 5s. Oh, 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. Makes them both. And now my Hellblasters are going to fire into his, are going to punch into his Chaos Lord there, hitting on 3s. Really? Wounding on 4s. My God. Alright, so that's the end of the turn here. Over here, a leadership test. On a 1, they are good to go. So, that's the end of the Chaos turn here. He does control an objective over here because he has 2 units within 9. He's got the Slaanesh Herald and then the Cultist, so he gets control of that. So he does control a unit, control a thingamajig. He also has killed a unit, so he does get the points for that. And do you have any of your others? You do have Recon for your point for that, and you got 2 points for Headhunter, which gives him max points for that, and he also got Kingslayer by killing Azrael, max points for that. So a brutal round there for Chaos. Let's see what Dark Angels can do coming around back to turn number, back to our next turn here on turn 3. Movement phase for the Dark Angels. They stayed in combat over here. They stayed in combat over here. He stayed in combat with them. They stayed in combat with them. These guys advanced over this way and over here. These guys moved up towards him. He jumped down, moved over around here, and he stayed over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, Hellblasters are going to shoot their pistols into the Demon Prince, hitting on 3s. Hitting 1 hit. They didn't move, so re-rolling because of Grim Resolve. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 3 up. Makes it. And they're going to fire their pistols into his Lord. 2 hits. Cocked. 1 wound. And he's good. And then the Scouts are going to fire into the Nurgling. Re-rolling 1 because they didn't move. That is 4 wounds into the Nurgling over here, so 5 ups.
How many?
5 up. 4. Sorry, 4 5 ups. Makes 2 of them. Makes none of those. Scout Squad here is going to fire into his Obliterator. So I've got 10 shots hitting on 3s. They did move, so that 1 is not a hit. I don't get to re-roll, I should say. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 ups, and he makes them both. And he's going to fire his bolt pistol and heavy bolt pistol into them. That's cocked. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, these Scouts are going to charge into his Obliterator. So it's going to be strength 8, AP -2. And then doesn't make a difference on the wounds. So he's got 4 attacks hitting on 6s. Getting 2 hits. What? 1 wound. 6 up save. No, doesn't make it. And then they need a 6-inch charge to get up there. And make it. All right, that's it for assault. So into the fight phase, these guys are going to start us off as chargers. They are going to be hitting him on 3s. All right, wounding him on 4s. Okay. All right, so here it goes. Hellblasters into his Demon Prince. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds, 2 of them with fill faces. That means something, right? 3 ups. Oh, 5 up. Yeah, and he is dead. Oh, that's killer. All right, so now his Lord is going to attack into the Hellblaster squad, plus D3, plus 3. Of course, always 3. Sorry, inside joke. You wouldn't get it. So here we go, hitting on 2s. Those are all hits. Those 6s are, he hates the Emperor, so re-rolling 1s because of him being a jerk. No, he gets, these are all wounding on 3s, right? Ugh. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. 7 AP -2, right? So 7 5 ups because Azrael ain't there. Making 1 of them. So 1, carry the 3, remainder. Yeah, they're dead. All right, so now the Reaver is going to attack into here. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. Why do you hate me? Alright, Nurgling attacking in over here. 1 hit. No wound. And my scouts are going to attack back. 2s. That is 3 wounds. Todd. At least he takes 1 wound. And now he's going to attack into my scouts over here. No hits there. Alright, 11 attacks coming in against my Reaver over here. Hitting on 4s. Alright, wounding on 5s. Getting 4 wounds. Didn't see the other one. Alright. 4 3-ups. And I failed 1. And now the Nurglings here are going to attack into my Hellblasters, hitting on 4s. No rerolls because his Demon Prince is dead. And then these are going to be wounding on 6s. Getting 1 wound over there. 3 up. Yeah, he's good with a fill face. Woo! Alright, so that's the end of the Dark Angel's turn there. I did kill a unit, so I got the point for that, but I don't control an objective, because this one here, we both have 2 units within 9 inches. Over there, he's got 2 units within 9 inches. So this one's contested, and he controls that one. So that is it for... so I don't get the point for controlling an objective, but I do get a point for killing a unit. I do have a point for recon, and that is it. So so now we've got at the end of my turn there, at the end of the game turn there, my opponent killed more than I did, but neither of us. Oh no, he does control more objectives than I do because he controls that one and not this one. So he gets both of the bonus objectives there, but he doesn't have control both because this one is contested. So I did not get any of those. So I got a total of, what was that, 2 points for that turn. My opponent has 11 points for that turn. Heck of a turnaround there. That was crazy. So we will come back to you after movement phase for Chaos here on turn 4. Alright, movement phase for the Chaos forces here. His Nurgling stayed in combat over here. His Chaos Lord jumped across over to here. Nurgling stayed in combat with them. His Obliterators stayed where they were. This Obliterator stayed in combat with the Scouts. This Slaanesh Herald moved up over this way looking on my Scout. And his Brimstones jumped into the building back there with his advanced over there to be with their cultist brothers. So that is going to be it for movement phase here. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. Alright, so now the Slaanesh Herald here is going to smite into the Scout over here. Oh, Peril's D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds onto her, but he is going to be dead. Now these Obliterators are going to fire into my Hot Tub Time Machine over here. So we're going to have Strength 6, so Strength 8. AP minus 3, and 2 wounds. So these are going to be 4 attacks each, right? So 4 shots each. They're going to be hitting on 4s because he's minus 1 to hit. So looking for 4s. All right. Oh man, pretty good on that one. These are now strength 8, so they're going to be wounding on 3s. Alrighty. So that is 6 wounds at AP minus 3, right?
Yep.
So we got 6 up saves, showing them fill faces. Not showing me any fill faces at 2 damage, 3 damage apiece. Oh, 2 damage apiece. That is still a dead thing. So does he explode? No, he does not. So that is it for shooting into Assault Phase. His Lord is charging into my Hellblasters. He's in. Alright, he's going to attack with his Lord first over here. D3 extra attacks. So it's plus 2 attacks, so he's going to have 6 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of himself. Alright, so that's all hits. With a 6 because he hates that Emperor. That's a hit. These are now going to be strength plus 1, right? So wounding on 3s. Alrighty, so we've got 2, 4, 6 wounds. AP minus 2. So looking for 5 ups. Getting 3 of them. And they're 2 wounds apiece though, right? Yep. So that is a wiped squad. Alright, so now he's going to choose the Nurgling over here to fight. 4 attacks into them. Hitting on 4s. Getting 3 hits. These are now going to be wounding on 6s. getting no wound. Now my scouts are going to attack in over here. Okay, 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. And 2 saves. All right, now these guys are going to attack into my Reaver with 11 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1, 2 in there. And then these are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 3 wounds. 4 wounds. Looking for 3 ups. And, oh, failed just enough for him to die. All right, now my scouts over here are going to fight in. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds, sir. 5 up. Ooh, 5 ups again. Can he make 5 5-ups? 4 5-ups? No, he can't. So he is dead. And now his obliterator is going to go into my scouts over there. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing. 2 4-ups. And I failed 2 of them. And that is the end of the Chaos turn here on turn 4. So he did kill a unit. He does control an objective. He in fact controls both objectives, so he's going to get the bonus point for that. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to call the game, because I've got 3 units left, one of which is a 1 single scout in close combat with an obliterator. So that was a brutal, brutal game. A victory for the forces of Chaos here. You're actually going to be, if you watch this on the day it comes out, this is actually going to be coming out on the first day of LVO, on the Friday there. So, you know, hopefully I'm doing better than I did during this game. But yeah, that was a brutal game. That first initial turn that he had, just like, that hurt. That hurt real bad. I think I deployed, I was too worried about his deep striking obliterators and not worried enough about bubbling out his Magnus. So we've talked about this before between rounds. We were talking about this with also another friend that was here, getting me prepped for LVO. And what their thoughts is that I should have just castled everything in the middle there and then started moving aggressively. So I was happy with my deployment of my Hellblasters, because I deployed them pretty aggressively, which is what I've been needing to do for this change in this to my list and how I play it. So I was happy with that. I need to continue with that, but I need to pull everything else in around that bubble there and try to keep them out of line of sight. Like, take that -1 to hit with the dreadnought for moving out of cover to get those shots his first turn that he can shoot. I did good, I think, with the Dark Shroud. The Dark Shroud lasted a long time because I hit him inside of the building there as my initial deployment there, but I should have just kept him around. I think the Reavers did their job. They got me recon points basically every turn. This one over here got me the points for this objective, which was really good. I'm in the process of painting up a 5-man Reaver squad with the bolters, so the bolt carbines. So I'm going to have 1 and 1 hopefully at LVO if I can finish painting these guys in the next day or 2, because I got to put in the list by Wednesday, and if they're not done by then, I'm not going to risk it. So that is kind of what I've got going on here. I don't know. I think the list seems strong. It seems really strong. The fact that it's been able to counter after being hit really hard multiple times now is a really good sign to me, because I think with the number of drops that I have on this list, I'm probably going to be looking at going second very often. So I think what I need to do is I need to just assume I'm going second, take those first hits, and there's enough threat throughout this army that I think there's enough on there that I can continue going and keep kicking butt and keep into the game, because this was close. This was really close, and it was going to end up close even at the end here. I just didn't have enough to grasp my way back, because he had a 3-point lead at this point after that killer third turn of his, and I had like a major lead after my first turn, because I was able to get Kingslayer full up in there. So I was probably going to end up getting Linebreaker for my old school. I don't think I would have gotten Slay the Warlord, because I still needed to kill his Chaos Lord over there. And I may have been able, if I could get those guys somehow around over here, to kill one of these squads the last turn that we played. May have gotten Last Strike. So for the secondaries, I think I did pretty good on the secondaries. I just didn't have enough to keep going on recon once he killed this scout and killed that Reaver. I need one of them to survive to get me recon one more turn. If I gotten recon one more turn, I would have maxed out on recon, which would have been nice. So I think that was much better than I did, than I've done at another test that I did where I was going for killing characters and it just didn't work out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll let all of you know how I do at LVO, and hopefully it'll be better than this game. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Todd, and until next time, Have fun.